Do you have more hip pain and impingement when you're sitting doing nothing than when you're up moving around doing stuff? There's a reason for that, believe it or not. Let's chat about why. When we're sitting, we naturally go into more of what's called a posterior pelvic tilt, or our tailbone sort of tucks underneath a little bit. And this happens especially when we're reclined back on the couch or driving in the car. Even when we try to sit up a little bit more upright, over time, gravity's going to take over and we end up slouched. But unfortunately, that posterior pelvic tilt can actually create more of your impingement symptoms. Here's why. To get rid of your symptoms of impingement, we really need to make sure that you're moving with good patterns. And that means the head of the femur needs to stay in the center of the socket. When we go into that posterior pelvic tilt position, like often happens when we're sitting in a chair or slouching, the head of the femur actually drives too far forward in the socket, creating more of that pinching and irritated sensation on the front of the joint. If your hip is already irritated, that position hurts even more. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to avoid sitting altogether, but maybe changing up your positioning or the length of time that you spend sitting in that slouched position is going to make a difference. All in all, you have to make sure that you learn the proper movement patterns outside of sitting so that it's not already irritated and sitting doesn't actually make anything worse. So as always, learn the movement patterns first, strengthen second, and then watch your pain melt away.